Happy Fantasy Friday. Thank you for tuning in to this special episode of Banter and Bookmarks. We are Lindsey,
Kelly,
and Katharine.
And we are super excited to be joined today by two very special guests, Natalie and Sarah with Fabled Fantasy Events. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
We are so excited for you both to be here. So for all of our listeners, this is going to be a exciting two-part series. The first episode is going to focus on these genius ladies starting Romantasy BookCon and chasing their bookish dreams with, of course, some tips and tricks and teasers thrown in there. And then we'll be releasing episode 2 in July, which will give insight into more logistics, exciting updates, answer tons of questions that you might have about the con, and just overall get you even more hyped about the incredible things that Fabled Fantasy Events has in store for us.
Yay! We're so excited. Thank you so much. We can't wait.
Like we can get any more hype.
I know. Well, I could, but my audio would peak.
My hype level is pretty high already.
And there's just so many months to prepare for it.
So many.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
What are we going to do for the next however many months? I don't know. Obsess.
Yes, there you go.
Read my books too.
Schedules.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
Work on the TBR, the never-ending
The never-ending
TBR.
TBR.
Never ending. The three of us are going to Romantasy BookCon together in Orlando in October and have been so excited about the event that we started chatting about author signings, the costumes for the balls, and we thought, I wonder if the con creators would chat with us, help us answer some questions that others likely have. So we reached out and here we are.
New friends.
New friends.
I love it.
Oh,
Of course.
yeah. We're so excited to have this conversation. Thank you so much.
Of course. So, ladies, why don't you start and give us a little background about what Fabled Fantasy is, how you guys know each other. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm Natalie,
I'm Sarah.
and we are based in Orlando, Florida. And we actually know each other really from being moms.
Yes.
So I have a 9-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter.
I have an 8-year-old son.
And so just kind of through random mutual connections, we got to know each other. And then we went on vacation together, which is where like all hell broke loose. So I had become aware of similar things happening in the industry. And I have a background, my master's degree is in publishing. And Sarah.
Awesome.
I'm from the entertainment world. So I lived in Los Angeles. We moved here 5 years ago. But I have a background in costume design and production design. I went to film school. And so I was working in LA for 15 years on set and doing a lot of, oh yeah, Lindsey, you too?
That's so much like
I
Lindsay's
was like, wait a minute,
background.
did you guys cross paths in LA? That's pretty
Whoa.
cool.
No, yeah, I grew up in Georgia, but I moved to LA after college, and I lived there for 10 plus years. In Santa Clarita, I
Nice.
worked for Universal Studios.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
My husband worked for Universal for like 20 years.
Awesome.
But I know, which is so random, right?
Okay, we'll have to talk
Yeah.
about that
We'll have to
later. I
talk
feel
about
like
that
we
after.
probably have like a whole past shared life.
Definitely cross
Yeah,
paths
okay,
at some point
okay.
in time.
That's really fun. Wow.
But
Okay.
yeah, that was my background, was in large scale productions and things like that. So we kind of had a nice marriage of our backgrounds.
So we were on vacation at the beach with our families together and started chatting about how we could make this amazing little thought in our head, kind of a big thing with this community. And so then it went down a rabbit hole, and the rest is history.
here you are.
Because we just
You are.
decided
Yeah.
that, hey, there's this incredible community out there, and this is a chance to bring them all together. We both have a passion for reading. And so, yeah, we just kind of honestly, one day on the beach, we're like,
Let's just do
Let's
this.
do
And then we
this.
just kind of jumped in. I'm pretty sure, like, similarly to you guys, you were just like, let's do this. And the next day, you just kind of throw yourselves into it.
Yeah.
Can I ask actually, like, from when you decided to, when you had the initial thought to when you actually put it into motion and had your first event, like how much time passed in between that?
I think we went on vacation in
It was like
July.
was it July or August?
It was,
Yeah,
it was
July.
July of 2023. And then we started our company officially in September.
Mhm.
And then our first event was the following October in 2024.
So about a year. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it has been an incredible journey, honestly. I mean, Sarah and I were good friends before, and now she has to spend like every moment of her life with me. So we call each other like at 11 o'clock at night. And like, oh my goodness, we have to make this post. Or like, this is like our plan for tomorrow. And this is what needs to be done. And so we are basically living and breathing.
Yeah, it's true. Thankfully, we're super lucky. Our husbands get along well. Our kids are best friends. So very convenient.
That helps.
That's awesome.
We're absolutely the same.
Yes,
exactly.
That sounds. We know how great that is because we feel that about our podcast and our book club. So it's like.
Do you guys live close to each other?
Not super close. No.
I mean,
okay,
it's a 20-minute drive, but
that's far.
It's far
for Orlando too.
I can throw something from my bedroom window and hit Kelly's house
right now.
Right.
So nice because
I am far because I'm what? 50 steps.
She's like
100 steps.
5 houses.
Yeah.
That is the dream.
That is the dream. That is the dream. Yeah.
Which is probably it's probably like good in a sense, obviously, but it might be there's probably a downside to it of like I feel like we're so codependent.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally right before this, we were on the phone while she was in the car. As she's walking into my house, we were on the phone, and I was like, I think we have a problem here.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny.
We totally understand that problem.
Let's talk now.
Yes. I mean, funny side story. Last week, I get a knock on my door. My dog Rigatoni is barking like crazy. I'm like, what's going on? Rigatoni.
Rigatoni.
And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's Lindsey outside. And I open the door. She goes, can I have the key to my house? Roman locked me out. He thinks he's funny. And so I had to give her house key because obviously I have her house key and
Isn't that convenient though? That's convenient.
It's so convenient. And then on Monday,
with an 11-year-old.
Yeah, we were in the backyard, and I was like, "Oh, Lindsey, you and Chris come over. Like, me and Nick are just hanging out in the back." And I was like, "Oh, but my door's locked." She goes, "Don't worry, I have the key." So they let themselves in so that we didn't. Yeah, perfect. This is anyway.
I don't know if there's here anymore. I just walk in.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I got $10 off that bet, by the way, because Roman was like, I bet you can't get back in. He had the window open and was like laughing at me out the kitchen window, and I was like, $10.
I hope you got the $10.
Yes,
I didn't.
Oh,
I did not collect.
Awesome,
but he was shocked.
That's true.
I got the shock factor of
that's more important than anything else.
That's more important.
He's a good kid, by the way. That makes it sound like he's like really
he is a very good kid. Yeah.
He's a great kid.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
we know.
Okay, just making sure.
No,
I don't want to put out like on the internet that my kid loves me.
Any boy mom ever would understand that.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
With all the love in the world, he locked me out.
In my case, it would have been my daughter who would lock me out.
It would have been London. Yeah.
She will have no problems in her future. Just so you know, like taking care of herself.
Good. We like it. We love a strong female main character. That's perfect.
Yeah. But you said it took you about a year plus to start. And so we're coming up on the third
third event, but 2 years of actually having the events live. Yes.
Yeah. And so you had your first one in Orlando.
Yes.
And then expanded to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Any plans to expand to more cities? Are you just liking to keep the East Coast, West Coast vibe? What are you all thinking for that?
Well, we definitely love having them both, one on each coast.
Right.
We want to be able to include people. It's so expensive now to fly. And so we do try, we always want to make sure that we do our best to represent both coasts. But additional cities are definitely in the back of our minds. And by the time this goes live, we will have announced that we have retreats that we're starting.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mini conventions on a smaller, more intimate scale.
Feel free to come to Atlanta.
We went from 2,000 to
I would like to sign up.
Yes. We'll be there.
You can expect 3 signups. Just so you know.
You guys are sweet.
That is awesome.
That's exciting.
Those are a little easier to take to different cities. You know, they don't
Mm-hmm.
require a large venue and all the additional planning that comes with it. So that's kind of our first step in trying to represent additional cities where people have asked us to be or we've seen that there's a big need. So and those will be obviously a lot more intimate, but they will still have our DNA with them because we definitely want to keep with bringing authors into it and bringing books and having that be the main focus. And so exciting things are supposed to come.
That's super exciting. And I love that you just said keeping our DNA in it, So my next question for you is, if you could describe your DNA, or if you were giving your elevator pitch of who you all are, what is Fabled Fantasy? What is your DNA?
I mean, I think that our DNA is the crux of it is community, is our bookish community. It's that's at our core. What we try, no matter what we do, where we go, it's always going to be about our community and the people that make it up. So whatever we do, that's the first thing on our minds. If that's not our focus, then we, reassess, because they are always the most important things to us. And then I think it's also kind of bringing the elements that you don't necessarily get, especially like with the retreats and things as we expand. We want to make sure that we don't get away from what we are all together for, which is like the authors and the community. So I think giving you access to the people who create the worlds that you love and the characters that you love and who brought you all to this community. I think those are kind of like what I think is the two basics of our DNA, is the community and then the authors that gave us that community.
I love that. I love that you say books and authors. That's what it's all about. And that's like, we're going back to basics.
Yeah.
It's going to be about the books and the authors. That's what inspired all of us to be here, really.
Yeah. It is so inspiring. And I think that's what brings people together, is that authors have created like such inclusive worlds where we can all like just escape to and like immerse ourselves in outside of whatever we do for our job or our social status or whatever happens to be like our daily life. Just bringing people together, because it's so fun to see that we have a lot of people who come to our conventions that are coming in groups who have like friends, but I think people would be so surprised that a good majority of people come
a lot
solo,
of people come solo. Yeah,
because
that's great.
They don't necessarily have that community where they live, or they don't know how to find it. And so this is an opportunity to speak to people face to face who have the same loves and interests and passions that they do, and to debate wingspan and like things like that. And so, and without any hesitancy and just
no fear of judgment,
so that's honestly our biggest thing. And when we started the company, that's what we wanted our main focus to be, was how can we make it inclusive for everyone, and how can people come and really just be themselves throughout the weekend while meeting the authors and the worlds and the books and the vendors and everything that has inspired them to be that person.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love that.
It's very similar to us starting the conversation about why we wanted to start our podcast. We felt like we were really, really lucky to find people literally so close to us.
I mean, yours is
we
ridiculous.
could talk about books.
I know.
Not a jealousy.
Right. But it was that realization that like not everyone has that. Like not everyone is that lucky. For either you just so happen to not have people that you can reach out and touch their house, or maybe you live more rural. So we're like, if we have this and we can talk about books and not everybody has that, maybe we can get people to talk about books with us, become part of our community. And so it's all the same thing. I feel like anybody in this community values that over everything. It's just the connections that they've made with people. It's so great.
Especially because a lot of bookish people, in a more stereotypical way, sometimes they
slightly
prefer
more
to stay home
introverted,
and read a book. It's not always easy to be like, hey, where am I going to find these people who are other than, I follow you on Instagram or I follow you on TikTok and I like to listen to that. But we have a Discord channel, which is where a lot of the pre-conversation and post-conversation goes on about our convention. And we have channels specifically dedicated to like connecting with people, and people will be like, hey, I'm in Ohio. Really? I'm in Ohio too. What part of Ohio are you in? And sometimes people make connections that they didn't even realize were around their community already. And so that those can continue even after the con stops.
Like how you said, it's a safe space to inspire people to just talk about what they want to talk about. Because if you think about it, some people might just really be hesitant to be like, I'm really, really into this book, but I've never really found anybody that I can talk to about and who can be as unhinged about this book as I am.
We all like,
exactly. And so it's so nice that you find that community. You're like, oh my goodness, these are my people. Let's talk about this map. Let's talk about this one little paragraph. These 5 words have so much meaning.
For 20
Let's
minutes.
talk about it for 20 minutes.
And it can happen anywhere at the convention, really. It can be, at a more like, hey, this is a table like to sit down at, or it can be when you're in line and you're like, oh my gosh, I love that sticker. Like, where did you get that? Because that's totally my vibe. And then just kind of goes from there. So
definitely then you want to encourage people to let their freak flags fly.
100%.
Right? Wear the pins, wear the stickers, wear the t-shirt.
However you want. You
dress up.
Constantly asking us that. They're like,
that's awesome.
What's the dress code? And we're like, there is no dress code. You do you. Like, wear pajamas to the ball? Have at it, man. No one's stopping you. Wear pajamas. You know, if you want to wear a full ball gown to the entire event, do it.
Which we have.
I kind of
do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. And that honestly is like, I think, one of our most frequently asked questions.
100%.
What do I wear? And
which is kind of funny to me that like people are they're so concerned about making sure that they're fitting in properly. Like, I want to know that I'm wearing the right thing to the right event. And we're like, you guys, you're fine. You just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're going in just to be you, and to wear things that maybe wear those, like your favorite bookish sweatshirt and a pair of jeans. That's fine if that's your vibe the whole weekend. But if this is your chance that you want to be like, oh my gosh, I like saw this outfit on, you know, that someone kind of demoed, and I would like to try that on. Maybe I did it.
Right. I want to cosplay for the weekend.
Whatever you choose to wear.
Yeah.
Will not be the only one. Yeah. That's true.
That's awesome.
So you're saying if we show up in elf ears, we're totally rocking the vibe.
In fact, you may be the odd one out.
You may be the odd one if you don't show
up. Oh, okay. Good to know. Noted.
We got all of our elf ears.
Excellent.
Lindsey and I got ours this weekend. Kelly got hers a couple of weekends ago, and we were like, "Can we wear these?"
We don't want to take these off.
Take them off.
Oh my god, no, that's
we have workshops that are 3-year workshops, but people can also do this at home. Matt, because they come in like just kind of in one plain color.
Yeah.
People paint them with makeup and with paint to give them a certain vibe or to complement your outfit.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's a craft day in the making.
Absolutely.
You don't have to tell us about a craft day.
We'll be right there. Literally, we went to a fair this weekend, and the first thing we did, we were like, we need elf ears because they paint them to match your skin tone, as you're talking about. And we're like, that's what we're doing first. That is priority number one.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
With colors and put like
I'd say Magda, our workshop presenter, she actually works for Disney and does their costumes and stuff as well.
Awesome.
But she will teach you like how to paint the ears to match whatever you want. And then we have like the accessories and stuff that you can put on it, like jewels and like fake earrings and things like that you can put on them to decorate and things, because if you don't have fake ears, or even if you do, just like earrings, you can never have enough to match all of your outfits.
Exactly.
So
you need some siren ears in
Absolutely.
addition to your high fae ears.
There's options. A girl needs options.
Yes, they're like shoes.
I'll be honest, I didn't realize that workshops were a thing, and I'm freaking hyped right now. That is so much fun.
Exciting.
Remember how earlier I made a joke that I was like, I don't think I could get any more hyped.
You just
did.
I
just got there.
The eyes got really wide.
Right? All our best for Lindsey from now on.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite oh my god moment of planning these cons or at these cons?
Lots of oh my god moments.
I bet.
Mostly good way.
Yes, mostly good ways.
Honestly, well, we were talking about that this morning because there's lots. But I think, and I feel like I'm gonna get like teary like talking about it.
Aww.
But I think the first one that I had that I like was like, oh my gosh, like it worked. Was so.
Wait, are you actually?
I'm like actually like. This is me inside. We're fine. I'm like a water.
I'm gonna start crying.
I know. This is like following your dreams.
I literally
sweet.
So sweet. I do not. If you can pass it through here, I can.
Here you go.
So in Orlando specifically, we have to flip the ballrooms really quickly to get it ready for the actual ball on Saturday night. And throughout the day, you're in basically exhibit halls where we have pipe and drape and we have all the tables set up and people are like moving in and out. It's very busy. And it like, you're just so focused on, hey, like I have to get to booth 27 and booth like this and my favorite author's over here. So you're very much like not really paying attention to the environment around you, but it doesn't look anything like it's not overly beautiful. I would say you're there for like
just convention-ish. Yeah.
And so we use one of the same ballrooms for the ball that evening. So in about 4.5 hours, we have to flip this thing to be from exhibit hall to fantasy dreamland. And so I just remember like Sarah and I being down there, we're, you know, directing everyone of like where to go, where we're setting up. We have a lot of different vendors and people who are coming
at that point, you're just like, it has to work.
There's no other option.
Like, it was all very well planned out. Yeah. But I think once the lights went down and all of the fairy lights went up and we had built stages and we had built these like incredible structures throughout, Sarah and I went in and we opened the ball doors from within and like welcomed everyone in. And just like the gasps of like people coming in who
That's
like
awesome.
say themselves,
Love
like,
that.
I wasn't expecting it to look like this because I had just been in here a few hours ago and wasn't going to look anything like this. And so you're going to cry. I'm going to cry. Anyway, so that was just like a, oh my gosh moment because it just was so magical in those moments to have people walk through. We had a archway like that would, I don't know, it was a long archway
with the
like,
lights, the tunnel. It was a light.
Oh, a tunnel.
Yeah.
That led them out into the ballroom, which just looked like it was from fairy tale. Yeah. So that was kind of my, oh my gosh, this is like incredible and
we did it.
Magical.
You did the thing.
We did it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times people so my background is event production too. And I think a lot of people underestimate like that feeling.
How much goes into it too.
Because when you're live at an event, like say you're on convention floor and you know that you've got a flip in 3 hours, it's really hard to enjoy the convention floor because your mind is thinking 3 hours ahead of time, 5 hours ahead of time. And so everybody, I feel like in events has that moment where you're finally able to go,
there it is.
We did it. Here it is. And it does. It makes you, it can bring tears to your eyes.
I have absolutely cried in conferences that I've planned, like at the end of the day when like someone got sick and didn't show up and we like scored Clint Smith to come and he's on the stage reading poetry and me and my manager at the time are literally holding hands in the back of a ballroom crying like Clint frickin' Smith is there reading us his poetry like
oh my god
and it's just like like an oh my god we got here moment and you see everybody's faces and you're like wait we brought these people together, we got to provide an experience that is just so cool and it's like a goosebump tear and like pat yourself on the back kind of moment, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it really is
so
like
cool.
It was the reactions of people coming in the room that just made it so special because it was like a vision we had been building for so long and had put so much hard sweat, blood, and tears and everything else into
it. Well, it wasn't for us; it was for them. So like, to see them react that way was, I think, the catalyst for it.
Yeah, it landed.
Are you still able to enjoy a moment like that at each con? Like each specific instance of Orlando, LA, back to Orlando kind of thing. Like you still get those moments.
Absolutely.
They are different beasts, I will say, just because of the venues that they're in and the spaces that like have to be flipped or like.
So in addition to bringing our costumes, we will bring tissues in case you guys need it. Come to us, we got you covered.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Speaking of things that you need during your con, what is your like drink of choice to get you guys going in the morning? And is there any beverage that you're like, oh, I need this throughout my day, late at night? Like what is that drink for each of you?
But we were saying we don't actually really eat.
We don't eat for a solid 3 days. Like it's
that's
real bad.
Real. That's real.
So bring snacks.
So,
we have people like
other people eat.
Other people eat. We don't. But we've got 2 amazing supervisors that are with us, and they are so lovely. They're kind of like our moms, and they like shove food into our mouths, and they like will, as we're walking by, shove like a fork of something into our mouth and stuff. But I mean, for me, it's coffee. I will drink coffee like it's water. I should be drinking water, but I will drink coffee like it's water. Literally all day and all night.
It's made with water, so you're good.
See, sometimes I like to tell people that. I'm like, technically, it's still water. It just has some additives, and it's fine. Flavored water.
Flavored water.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you an OG like drip coffee girl?
I will drink any form of coffee that wants to come my way.
Not snobby.
I'm not snobby about it. I would like to pretend I was that level of coffee drinker, but I'm not. I will drink whatever coffee you hand me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hand
Love
me a
it.
coffee, I will inhale it.
I will inhale it. It's true. Yeah. You're
What
not
about
quite
you?
the same.
I'm a Dr. Pepper drinker.
Ooh.
So, like from a coffee shop, chai tea is my thing, but during the convention, I usually am down in Dr. Pepper's.
Are we Dr. Pepper or are we Diet Dr. Pepper? Because I
Dr.
feel like
Pepper
those are
Zero.
distinct.
I don't like
people.
Ooh,
Oh,
Dr.
zero.
Pepper Zero.
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're my
Mm.
husband, now he has a different thing because he's at the convention helping throughout the thing.
Yeah.
He somehow gets the bartenders to get him like drinks throughout.
Paul has a weird ability to get anyone to love him instantaneously.
Yeah.
So he'll be walking by us and he'll be like, this author bought me a pizza. Look what I have. This person got me a drink. And we're like, what the heck?
We put it on.
Are you serious? Yeah.
He like made friends with the
Yeah.
head bartender in Orlando last year, and the guy asked like what Paul's drink was, and Paul's like, I'm like a rum and coke kind of guy. So then he comes with a coffee mug, like so you can't see what it is, and like hands in his drink, and Paul's like running around, and I was like, did you get me a coffee? He's like, this
It's
isn't
not coffee.
And
No.
Funny story.
I was like,
I made a friend.
I'm gonna have to be friends
why
with
didn't I
Paul.
know?
We got to
Paul
find
and
Paul.
Pepper.
Anything now that I see Paul carrying, I'm gonna be like,
You will
Yes.
soon.
What you got?
Sniff
I
it,
was-
because it's probably not what you think
Not
it
what
is.
it looks like. No. No.
We're on to you, Paul.
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Paul, what
Yeah.
snacks you hiding? Do you got food on you?
Yeah.
He's always probably got snacks somewhere on him, given to him by
Okay.
someone there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I
All right.
to know.
love that. I love that you put your husbands to work too.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And in LA, he was Paldo. Like, where's Waldo? But where's Paldo?
I bought him, so
He
he,
had a
again, Paul walks in and takes over anything. And so he was on our Discord, and what did he tell people? If they found him, he would give them like trinkets
like a
or
sticker.
something. So
Oh,
I
nice.
was like,
Oh.
okay, if you're going to be that, I'm buying you the glasses, I'm buying you the hat, and you're going to be full on Waldo walking around.
Yeah.
So I
That's
did.
fantastic.
We're
I
going
bought
all
him
in.
the hat and the glasses, and he became Where's Paldo, and then he created his own Discord like channel on our
Called
Discord
Where's
called Where's
Paldo?
Paldo.
Yes.
And
You should get him a beanie. You should get him
At
that
one
beanie
point,
that Waldo
I
wears
did-
that says
I did get him a
Paldo.
beanie. I should have put
Where's
that
Paldo?
Paldo on it. Yeah.
Oh,
At
Oh,
one
that's
point, though,
hilarious.
I was talking to my husband, and I love my husband. I couldn't do the conventions without him.
You're just putting that in
Thanks,
there.
Paul.
I'm putting that in there because he's going to hear this and know that I'm telling the story. But I'm like sitting next to him,
Yeah.
and like he's talking to someone, and he's like, "Oh, this is my wife, Natalie." She's like, oh, "You're Where's Paldo's wife?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yes,
like,
I am.
I did all of this.
I did.
and
yes.
I'm
Welcome to my
You
convention.
think that that's bad? I'm Where's Paldo's wife's friend. That's what I am. And I was like, hold up.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Wait a
That's
second.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so most likely he will be around at the convention, and actually, well, for any guys who were there, because we have
Yeah, we
sometimes like authors'
yeah.
boyfriends or like just men in general come, which is awesome. We completely welcome anyone who
Yes.
wants to come. But my husband does want to do like a meetup for the guys,
Yeah.
poker
Aw.
night or something like that at the bar.
That's
something like that,
awesome.
so they can
Oh,
Connect.
I love that.
Manly.
you have to keep Kelly and I out though. Kelly and I do poker night with my 11-year-old and
Yeah.
my husband every
Oh,
other
you're
Friday.
You're welcome
You
as
are
well.
welcome to join
Yes.
the poker night as
Yes,
well.
we taught him how to gamble and lock people out
Yeah,
of their
that's
house.
fine.
Yeah,
Don't-
we
don't
Let's put
worry.
that on the internet.
We play poker with our kids, and my grandparents taught me poker when I was like 7.
Yep.
So.
Love it.
My
So,
son
like, kind of
went
a
to
shark,
the grocery
too.
store, and he's like, "Mom,
Yeah.
can we get a lottery ticket today?" And I was like, "No,
Not
not
today.
today. Next week,
Wouldn't-
maybe."
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Paul shows up with a beanie that says Paldo, a t-shirt that says Paldo's wife, and another t-shirt that says Paldo's wife's friend? And that's what
Paldo's
you guys
wife's
get to wear
friend.
to the
We
whole
should do that. We
convention.
should do that. Yeah.
Do you guys do
The ribbons,
ribbons.
on the bottom of the thing.
yes, yeah, do you guys, is that a thing
It's a
at
thing.
con?
We haven't
We
really
don't
done
do
it at
them.
ours,
But our
Okay.
authors will.
Can
bring
you
them.
describe
Yeah.
that? I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Katharine, it's like a thing at
A
a lot
name
of
tag.
conventions where like if you wear the plastic badge, right, with your name on it, and then a lot of people will put like ribbons that
it's
kind of
it's about the same length.
Hold
Do they
on.
like
It has a
signify like which
sticky edge.
authors you've like seen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like if it's like a certain booth that you went to, or like you know how when we went to
Okay.
Ren Fair and the woman had on like her little things. It's almost like a form of that where
but like strips of ribbon.
Yeah.
And then you can like
That's
they have
cool.
like
They
stickers
have an
on them
adhesive on the very top.
Yeah.
You can connect them all. So some people love to collect them, and it becomes like this long.
I mean, long, like down to the ground.
So do you do plastic badges?
We do. So we do have those badges. Yeah.
Girls, we should think about that for us.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
if we do, Lindsey has to color code it because I don't know if you have seen her efforts to decode a book and all of
her
the different
annotations.
little annotations she put in it. So if it comes to color,
I totally am one of those people.
I love it. No shame. No shame.
I love it.
Great.
It makes me like pay attention.
Yeah.
this is for fourth wing.
I love it.
Yes.
And that's like nothing. You should see Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm is wild.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I do like her categorization. Like for Quicksilver, she has a what the fuck color. Like that's, she doesn't know how to categorize this. Yeah, there it is. And she's like, I don't know what this is.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I had a question. It's an Audible question, but do you have any author that's new for you, you're really excited about, or any new book that's part of, the author slate that is like, I am the most excited about this?
If someone's I feel like I'm going to make it you. So.
I feel like I have to look at my author list. We have so many authors.
Yeah,
you do.
All amazing.
Just yesterday, we were, oh my gosh, they're still announcing new authors. I was sending them to Lindsey on Instagram. It's so exciting.
Yeah. So just as a preface, I guess, for anyone coming to the convention, a lot of things are sent out months ago or like weeks ago or things like that. And people have to do their schedules. And oftentimes we have to work with publicists and then like the publishers. And, so a lot of scheduling and checking has to go on behind the scenes before we can officially announce people. So sometimes things will trickle in like closer to the convention, which just kind of keep you on your toes.
It's true.
And makes you like, who are they going to announce next?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sucker for anything Viking and mythology based. Yeah. And so we have a few authors. Actually, I'm reading LJ Andrews' one right now
for the book club.
Book club. That is her brand new release, which is Viking based. We have a lot of.
What are you both currently reading, and what's next on your TBR?
I feel like I have to pull up my authors right now.
You do.
So wait, that's a good follow-up. Do you simultaneously read multiple books, or are you like, I'm picking up one book and then I finish it and put it down? Because some people, I don't know how they do it. They're doing like simultaneous reads of multiple books. Those crazy people right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I try. I like to pretend that I can, and then I fail miserably. So I keep trying to do that, and it doesn't happen. I have to read one and then finish it and move on to the next one. But
don't you feel like you're insulting the book
right
if you
now?
don't finish it?
I mean, yes, actually.
No, I don't.
Well, I like authors because
I feel the same way you do. I have to finish it.
I'm a DNFer.
Right? Yeah. Yes.
There's too many books
100%.
out there that I have to sometime. All right, Natalie, you looked at your list?
Well, it's a long list. I'm still looking at the list.
Okay.
And so I am currently reading Juliet Crosses for our book club right now. So it's yes, I thought I had it next to me, but I don't actually. Awesome. We were going to read her newest one, but we wanted to kind of give people a little bit more of quintessential Juliet Cross, which is her small town vibes and stuff that she has. Urban paranormal. So it's super cute. It's a rebel without claws. He is a werewolf. Rebel without claws. And so it's super cute. It's like a cozy read. And it's very enjoyable. Like it's super, you can sit down and probably read it, in an afternoon or something like that. If you have that kind of time, which I don't always. But it is like a super nice, just like easy, cozy read. That is my current one. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to hop on to LJ Andrews' book, which is our other book for the book club.
Nice.
Sweet.
So right now I'm reading LJ Andrews because she's part of our book club, and it is really good. I've read her before, and this is a brand new series that is Viking based, which is one of my favorite tropes and settings. And so that one, and then next month we're reading Jenny Hickman, who's one of our authors, and she's from Ireland, and is such a lovely person.
I love Jenny.
And it's really fun as you get to know the authors, and then you read them, you're like, oh, I see that a little bit, and then sometimes you read them and you're like, I did not vibe you for this one.
Yeah, it's 100%, which is so random.
Surprised me.
Yeah.
So then we're recording today. Is the release of
Yes, Danielle Jensen.
Yeah, A Curse Carved in Bone. Yeah,
she's actually going to be in Orlando tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're going to go see her. So
Nice.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So funny story. I went to Walmart yesterday to get laundry detergent and browsed the book while, as you do, and it was on the shelves. And I tried to buy it and had a really funny interaction with the checkout lady. And she's like, "Oh, this is weird. It won't scan." I was like, "Oh,
then that means
that's because it's like not out until tomorrow." And I literally made her laugh so hard. She's like, "I've never seen anybody be so excited about a book." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Like, and she was like giggling as I left the store because she was like, "Sweetie, you know I can't sell this to you, right?" I was like, "I know." And so it was just really funny. So I did not get to buy it a day early, but I tried.
But you tried. I'm impressed.
I tried.
You tried.
You held it a day early.
Like, how about you look the other way and I just take
Walk
that
on out. Drop you a 20.
I feel like they put it on the shelf. That's their bad.
Yeah, my husband was like, "Why didn't you buy another book and pay for it and then just switch it?" And I was like,
honestly, she told us this story and we are like, this is typical sweet Lindsey right
Southern
here.
Lindsey,
She's going to be so honest about the whole interaction rather than trying to get this book early.
and funny, I feel like very typical of my Detroit raised husband, or he was like, pay it,
right?
Like,
why
how much is the book? $20? Just leave it on the cashier's desk.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Literally.
Me over here, I'm like, just tell them to look the other way and you just take it. You don't even pay for it.
You just take the book.
Take the book.
Or an Italian New Yorker would be like, "Listen, you didn't see nothing," and you just walk out.
Okay, don't be a snitch.
You have lots of options.
That's right.
I know. I was on the spot though.
Today to go get it.
Oh, I'm gonna go back today for sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm going back.
Funnily enough, so you're talking about Danielle Jensen and like some of the tropes that people do. I was listening to a podcast with her on it one time, and they're like, "What is your favorite trope?" And she's like, "Well, I'm more of like a logical thinker, and so for me, it's getting them into some kind of like a hot springs. Not only because it's romantic, but because honestly, they would just smell and
they stink.
They need to have like
that's
some
fair.
like way of like bathing.
That's so true.
It's just, like, I get them in there, like yes, like they can be cute and like sexy and stuff in there, but then mostly just
They're clean.
Just
Yeah.
I love that nod.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that
Great.
now.
Yeah,
That's funny because there are readers like us who'll be like, "Wait a minute, they just had a battle, like, and now they're in the tent, like getting it on. Like, they are disgusting.
Gross, right?
Like,
Just
we
gross.
can't get past it. So, thank you, Danielle Jensen, because we will appreciate that.
She thinks about those
I'm
things.
So it's
totally
like
gonna look for that.
Like a tiny side note in Juliet Cross's book that I'm reading right now. Very similar thing to where he was just like working on a car and painting a car, and there's
Like,
he has paint all over his hand. They literally describe like paint all over his hands and everything else, and I was like, whoa. Why is there not a small scene where he's like, and then he takes a towel and wipes off his hand? No, there was none of that. And I was like,
and I feel like that's in modern day. So
am I the only one that like?
No, we would be
Do
thinking
you
the
want to
same
hear a
thing.
funny story? You are 100% right, because as we were doing Quicksilver, I was like, guys, I don't think you are appreciating the fact that they come from Zilvaran. You get 6 ounces of water a day to drink.
Right?
There's no bathing. And then Lindsey and Kelly were like,
no bathing.
wait,
Right.
what? And I'm like, no,
She
you
was like,
don't
Carrie
realize
Swift stanks. And I was like, what?
stinks.
Don't you
Like,
speak
he
blasphemy.
smells like her because he hasn't bathed. And they're like, oh my God. I'm like, how were you guys not screaming that in your head?
Yes. Thank you.
We were like, because
maybe we
Faye
need to,
can
like,
smell
let
pheromones.
it go, but
No.
I'm like, no, fae stink just as much as humans. They need a bath.
That's really
I
funny.
feel like someone should write that into their books.
Yeah.
That Fae don't smell. Someone should just write that.
someone should
They
just
just-
put that in there somewhere, and then we'll all feel better.
Asterisk.
Right.
They just don't have
There's
to
no
be.
body odor. There's no.
Yeah.
That wicks off dirt,
Yes, they
sweat,
have-
grime as
they have
well. It just
shower
nothing
magic.
sticks to them.
problem
Which would
solved.
be a fantastic, like, magical ability, just to be like, you're ready for your
shower magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
Glamour your stink
God, that would be
away.
nice.
Maybe
That's
that'll
why
be
Carrion
the
needed
glamour.
those water sprites.
Yeah.
He needed
Yes.
a bath.
He needed that moss.
He needed the moss.
So y'all kind of mentioned this a little bit before, but as you all announced a couple weeks ago, Fabled Fantasy is now on Patreon. So tell us about your book club and your new venture there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It is just, it's baby right now, but we wanted to just, again, kind of in the same DNA vein, we wanted to bring a little bit like throughout the year and really focus on authors that are going to be at Romantasy BookCon or have
Been there in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we have 2 tiers, and then depending on your tier, you have access to like a Discord book club for 1 book or 2 titles. And then the biggest thing that makes it us is that we do the author interviews at the end of each month. And so
Awesome.
we'll have those. The readers are welcome to submit questions if they have specific to the books or just to the author's process in general. And then they have the opportunity to win signed book plates by the author.
Cool.
And
That's
then
great.
Very cool.
Sarah came up with the
Oh, yeah. So we have, which we are going to touch on a little bit later, probably about the workshops, is that we have some amazing people that do like the workshops for us. And one of them is Magda, like we chatted about, but we have other workshops that we do as well. Sometimes the authors do workshops. I think
cosplayers.
or cosplayers as well. So we have a lot of different variations on things we can do, but there's, obviously only a limited amount of tickets to all the events. So we have people that really like those aspects of it. So we're bringing the con to Patreon is kind of our thing. So
Nice.
we're going to have one extra episode a month that's going to be a workshop. So whether that is someone like Magda, who is teaching you how to paint the Fey ears or do some of the foam armor that we did in LA, or if it's one of our authors perhaps, or someone else talking about writing, character development, things like that, there'll always be some sort of workshop once a month as well that people will get to experience.
That's amazing.
really,
Super
cool.
fun.
Yeah, so fun. I love the mix of giving me info, getting me like access to authors and hearing them talk about their book or their process. And then I want to do a craft and I want to learn something. So you kind of get a little bit of both there. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. That sounds like fun.
Are people like in the comments talking and discussing amongst themselves different theories and stuff like that?
Yeah. So we have a Discord for that it's broken down kind of by chunks of chapters. And so people can hop in there and chat about theories or how they're feeling about characters or whatever else they want to chat about there.
So if people are looking for an online book club, that's where to go.
And it helps. It's Romantasy Book Club, but book club is all one word, like BookCon. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great.
and like I said, there'll all be authors who are part of our community for Romantasy BookCon. So if you're looking for a way to just kind of dive into some of the books before the convention, it's a good way to start. Because it can be intimidating if you're not familiar with some of the authors to look and be like, well, I really don't know like where to even start.
Right.
Or I'm only familiar with like this chunk of authors, so that's what I know, and I don't know how to branch out necessarily into like paranormal or into urban romantasy, and so it's a good place to kind of get your feet wet,
Dip your toes. Yeah.
And maybe too, like we kind of talked earlier about like people coming to the con solo and maybe kind of being scared of going solo. Like maybe that's a good place for them to start like on the Discord and kind of get to know people. I mean, I'm sure there'd be a ton of people that would be willing to meet up.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It kind of gives you that community that if you, like we were chatting about earlier, if you don't have that community around you, and you don't really know even where to go find it online or anything else, it's a dedicated group of people who are all interested in the same thing and is a good place to chat. And the chances of them having gone to one of our cons or going to one of the cons is pretty high as well. So, you're definitely going to get those same sort of vibes with those people that you would get if you were actually at the con as well. So you can kind of continue your relationships throughout the year when you're not at the con.
I mean, it's like finding a friend, like typically in the wild, you have to figure out what your shared interests are.
Yeah.
But you automatically have shared interests, you automatically have things in common. You already automatically have things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think going into this, I don't think I appreciated one thing. And it makes sense that a lot of the people that are coming to this con in particular are women, right? And you do want to celebrate anybody can come. Absolutely. Men can come and enjoy that. But when it comes to you talking about single women coming to a con and the fact that they can find a safe place at a con to go themselves, because there are a lot of cons where it will be maybe male dominant, and so women traveling alone would not feel comfortable. And I like the fact that you've created it's ended up being like a safe place for women to find friends, women to feel comfortable traveling alone and coming to, and knowing that they'll be safe and have a really good time. And I appreciated that, and I really, really like that. You guys have kind of prioritized making people feel included and safe and meet new friends there.
Yeah.
I think it's a very big part of ours is it's inclusive, not just for, genders or, anything in general. It's an inclusive event for everyone.
Yeah.
And a safe space.
Yeah.
And we do have security. We bring in outside security who are always at the doors. And actually in LA, it just so happened that the Australian rugby team was there for like a meeting.
Men or women or both?
Like not handsome looking men.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not
going to turn your nose up at the Australian rugby team. Got it.
The Australian rugby team, and they happened to be coming back from wherever they were during like our ball.
Yeah.
Very like interested in what was going on in our ball,
Very
obviously. And so you're like kind of like trying to peek in, and like we told our security like they can't come in, like they're not ticketed. And so some of the women were like
big mad at us.
Why can't they come in?
Why not?
Why can't they come in? And I was like, guys. And so actually I think Paul was like, whatever you choose to do in the hallway is your business. So they cannot come into the convention space.
They're like,
they're not
don't you
ticketed.
realize they're the sports trope?
Yeah. Who thinks hockey romance? We got rugby.
Yeah,
we
we're
just
like,
cannot be liable for it.
You can just walk 10 feet down those stairs, go to the hallway, man. Whatever you do is up to you.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The Australian sports rugby team is not setting foot in our ballroom. So
yeah.
So,
well, especially if you have a lot of women in costumes too, and they might be a little bit more revealing.
Correct. Yes. And it's we had a lot of security because it's such a large space, and we wanted to make sure that we had a ton. And so it looked like we had like men in black just like lining the hallways at certain points. But we wanted to make sure that people did feel like, these women want to wear some of these, outfits that may be slightly revealing or, whatever, but they were a safe space. They can wear what they want. They can act how they want. They can do what they want and know that they're safe. So.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Lindsay's husband gave us a little talk before we went to a Renaissance fair on the weekend. And I was like, Lindsay, are we getting a dad talk on being safe? And so now we can tell him we will be safe. We know.
Yeah.
You can tell him you will be safe.
We take it very seriously.
Yeah.
So,
in his defense, we have a 17-year-old daughter that had prom the week prior, and so he was in
dad mode.
Dad mode.
I don't even think you need to defend him. I think he was like, listen, ladies, I love all three of you, and here's what I need you to do to take care of yourself. He's so sweet. Our husbands really take good care of us. It sounds like we've got a good group here.
We've got a good group.
Yeah.
Good husband.
Good husband.
Yeah, I feel like Chris and Paul need to be friends.
Sound like they would, because Chris could talk to a cardboard box and it would become his friend. He is just like so gregarious. He's just like friendly. Everyone immediately is like, oh my God, Chris is my best friend. Like just a sweet guy. And he is the Carrie and Swift character, like making everybody laugh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. My husband is sleeping all the time. My husband is like the broody guy in the corner who's like, I've never smiled a day in my life. Yeah. He's like,
mine
I'm
is
never
the
happy.
bartender. Mine is the making the cocktails.
And Rock is the bartender who knows everybody's, secrets and.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny.
Good trait to have. It's true.
Yeah.
So what are some things that people should start thinking about and planning now? I know we've talked a little bit about like vendors, authors, trinket trading, maybe some workshops. So what are some items that people can be thinking about now, and where can they find that information?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people love to make lists and schedules. And you will be able to make those on the app that we have. So taking a look at everything you want to do there, for sure, the schedule, and sort of planning out to make sure that you hit everything. So our app is going to be a huge place for that. And that will have all the vendors and authors on there as well. But I think our Instagram has the most up-to-date authors and vendors as they're released. That's going to be probably one of the best places to find that. And then the website as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be like the best places for people to look to make sure that they're hitting all the vendors and authors and everything that they want. And then I think also if they want to start preparing, like that we have on our Discord chatting about like what they're going to wear. So if people, and I know a lot of our people prep like far in advance. So if they want to talk about what they want to wear to different things, that's a great place to go and chat about that, as well as people talk about what they want to trade on there as well. So our Discord is a great place kind of for information about, you know, what trinkets you guys want to trade together, what you want to wear, all sort of like the prep and pre-planning stuff.
And is everything monikered under Fabled Fantasy, your Instagram, your Discord, as well as
everything is Fabled Fantasy Events.
Yeah. I think actually our Discord is Romantasy BookCon.
Oh, the Discord, yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Discord is Romantasy BookCon.
It is, yeah.
And on our Instagram, though, in our bio, it has a link to the Discord.
So. Yeah.
As of right now, with these episodes being out, your app is live.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that will be a great place to find all of the stuff you want.
Yeah, we recommend that everyone download the app. In fact, if you want to make registrations for panels or workshops or for the ticketed authors, you need to have your own app.
Okay.
This question we get a lot, like, hey, I'm coming with a friend. Can I book for everyone? That is not the case. It's different from your Eventbrite ticket.
Okay.
You just log in with your email. It's a very simple process to download, sign up, and then just from there, you'll be able to see everything. It'll only let you register for you. So
got it.
Make sure you do it specifically for you. The app is called Guidebook. And so as long as your information is up to date on Eventbrite, we will email everyone out with all of the information, how to download it. There'll be a link, all the information you can get there. And then some of the important dates, like August 1st is when the registrations will open, you know, just things like that. And it will be a live app, which will always be updating.
But it is called, like, it's generic, and we'll say like Guidebook when you download it. And the passphrase is what will get you our specific one.
Awesome. Great. So check your inboxes and you will have the info that you need to get access to Romantasy BookCon through Guidebook.
Yeah.
Great.
I love it.
And
awesome.
That's why we make it go live so far in advance of the registration, so that everyone has an opportunity to make sure that, yes, like you have it. Some people don't check their emails or they're outdated. So please just keep an eye on our socials, which is when we'll also remind people that, hey, like, make sure you have the app. If you don't have the app, make sure you've emailed us so we can get your contact information correct.
Great.
Would you suggest that people go ahead and put their info on Eventbrite first? Does that help?
They will need the passphrase. So that's the way that we get that to make sure every ticket holder has it is through when they sign up for Eventbrite. So like, it doesn't need to be that they're on Eventbrite, you know, as long as they're the email that they put when they bought the ticket. That's what we pull the information from. Exactly. So if you've bought multiple tickets, which happens very often, you need to let us know and email us the information for the other people so that they have their own individual emails that we can send stuff to for them.
It's Fabled Fantasy Events at gmail.com.
Yeah. That's a good tip.
Perfect. Yeah.
We try to keep on top of it, but it happens always leading up to it. People realize that, hey, I bought tickets for 20.
No matter how many times we say
it. Right.
Everyone needs to have their own email if they want to get that individualized communication from us.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And not only to get the communication, but to sign up for author signings and workshops and everything, right?
Yeah. So it's important that they have that to be able to do it, because it is individual. Everyone needs to, you know, they can't do multiple people on the app at once. It's just for that one person. So they can use desktop as well. Like it is, I know a lot of people don't like using there's people that don't like using their phones. We get that. So if they want to sign up for that on the desktop, now it won't be helpful on like days of when you're there. But to be able to do that stuff, you can do it on the desktop as well.
Yeah.
And this is just also a way to make it fair. As people are signing up for panels or workshops, that you can't just go and get multiple seats. It's just,
Yeah.
making sure you reserve it for you. And then a QR code will come up, and that's how we check that you can go into the panel or go into that registered signing list line. And it will say you're a registered participant of this specific sub-event, and this is your QR code.
So the app will kind of be your key as you're there on site.
Your phone. Last year I lost my phone the day the convention started. Keep the phone.
It was not great, guys.
Oh my God. I cannot even imagine that.
No, don't worry. She loses
my
her
heart
phone
hurts.
at every event. It's a thing now.
I don't lose my phone any other time except for
during the convention.
You got to wear it around your neck.
Buy you a strap.
Yeah.
It flew off the truck.
It flew off the truck.
Like literally off the truck.
Literally
That's
off
not
the
even
truck,
a joke.
Yeah. No.
Paul had to go to AT&T that weekend and get a new phone.
Someone found it.
Okay, good.
It's true.
Good.
It was a landscaper that found it, like in the middle of the road, and
charged it. Like it was dead.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What
It
a
was
good
good
Samaritan.
Shout out to that guy.
Right?
I know, right? I was truly shocked we ever found it.
In LA,
God.
like, come on now.
No, that was here. That was in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
During the ball,
And then,
some
it was
nice
gone.
soul found it.
Oh,
It's like,
that's amazing.
Don't worry, I'm gonna put like a tracking thing on it this time, guys. Don't worry.
So we're just taking, guesses and bets on how I will lose my phone this
It's
convention.
true. It's different every time.
So,
Oh
Feel
gosh.
free to join us in the betting.
Mhm.
I love it.
We can get into some bets.
We're gonna make you share your location with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad
the
idea.
con.
Yes,
Yeah.
be like, excuse me.
Mark is safe at the convention.
Right?
Mark is
Love
safe from
it.
losing my phone.
Yeah.
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 That's funny.
I think the other thing that people probably have already started thinking about at this point is ball preparations and costume
Yes.
contests.
Yeah.
I know I already have started
Oh.
planning and thinking, and I already have a dress.
Ooh.
So
is it a secret, or do you like
Down
is it-
to the tape she will use on said dress.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
no, I am cosplaying Orin.
Wow.
From the Plated Prisoner series, and I have a gorgeous gold dress, and am
Oh.
planning on making
The
ribbons.
The ribbons.
Yes, and
Yep.
so I'm very excited.
I'm very excited
I'm
to see
excited
it.
to
Yeah.
see
About
it.
my
I
Orin.
feel like
Yep.
you do like preparation,
Very
like,
excited.
Oh yeah, like videos.
Oh, that's
That's
actually
a good
really smart.
idea.
Okay,
Write it down. Our socials need to do this.
write it down.
Come
so
on,
I can do
Scribe.
that.
You got
I
this,
think
Scribe.
Kelly's still deciding what
I'm
she's
still
going to do.
deciding what I'm going to
Yeah.
do. I know
That's
Katharine
fine.
has her dress.
I was like, you said ball. You gave me a reason to get a ball gown.
Yeah.
I'm getting it is this really
Gorgeous.
deep red ball gown with these like leaves.
Like
That are like
applique.
built in
It's
the
beautiful.
straps.
Yeah.
And I've got like a crown I plan to wear with the
Yes.
elf ears. So I am an elf going to a ball, and that is what I am. 'Cause
Nice.
I want to wear
I
a ball.
love it.
Yeah. I haven't decided yet. I for sure am going to cosplay Imogen at some point throughout the weekend.
Oh my gosh!
Because
really?
I did it for our Onyx Storm book club and really had fun with it. Like did
So
my hair
cute.
to the
looked
side
great.
and like
Yeah.
wore like a
She
leather
did look
dress
great.
that I was like
The pink and everything. She
hair.
was fantastic.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if Imogen would be at the ball. Like she might be at the ball, but I haven't decided if it's going to be Imogen at the ball yet.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. TBD.
Sorry, we were just having a little side chat. Go ahead.
So just piggybacking off
Yeah.
of that, because we
Yeah.
haven't actually announced
Announce
it
it.
as of yet.
Okay.
That Rebecca has agreed to do a photo before her signing on Friday with anyone who
With
is
anyone who's
cosplaying.
cosplaying from her series.
And so, if
Okay,
you're
so
gonna
I
do
will
it,
be dressing as
feel like
Imogen.
Friday would be your day.
So it's gonna be like
That
a
is
giant
so
group
fantastic.
photo with her in the middle,
Yeah.
but anyone who's cosplaying as one of her characters will be able to be.
Is she
in
doing
That's so
single
fun.
photos,
That's
or is it like
amazing.
this group,
Big group
with,
picture.
like an
Yeah,
atrium?
yeah. Big group photo.
So
Amazing.
Her,
That's fantastic.
her designated signing starts at 9, and so it'll most likely be around the 8:40. Just time
Okay.
her. Just a quick like group photo before she goes in.
Yeah.
So I would.
That's so fun.
Maybe like,
That's
Google
amazing.
Friday as your Imogen day.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a great
Done.
tip. Done.
We are going to make you look
Done
the
and
best
done.
Imogen ever. You're going to be a
Yeah.
badass for that one.
Yay!
So yes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
So, and for people that don't know what to wear or are having a hard time deciding if they want to be a specific character, if they just want to dress up, all together. I know this year has a pirate theme.
Yes.
It does, yes. And
so they could go into that, right?
Yes.
Some people are super excited and some are concerned, like, oh, well, like the dress I have doesn't really fit that theme, which is totally fine. We have some really exciting decor that it's a surprise, but we're excited to reveal that. And so that just is, kind of the background theme. We will have different elements as well that people can use for backdrops and for photo shoots. And so please come
however you want, like we've always said,
a specific character, you have a background that you've just been dying to have that like excuse to wear as like a fae entering a fantasy realm. And so we do just kind of like to mix up some of our decor because some people do come like every year. Yeah. And we want to make sure that it stays fresh.
Yeah.
Gives us a little creativity leeway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really hope that someone leans into like a ball gown pirate.
Okay.
So
kind of thinking about that.
Really just
cool.
a patch.
A ball gown and a patch.
Somebody's coming as Keira Knightley.
Cool.
That's it. Just be Keira Knightley for a day.
100% that's going to happen. Like people are totally going to lean into the pirate thing. Cause I've seen people talking about that. Again, if you want to chat with other people about it on our Discord, there's a whole thing of ball gowns and what they're wearing to the masquerade. Again, it's a masquerade, but very loosely termed, where you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to.
If you feel like wearing a mask, and some people who wear who don't want to do a full mask will just do specific eye makeup.
That's a cute idea.
That's
cute. We've seen people do the gems and stuff, or just do the eye makeup or something like that.
I like that.
If you have glasses, that's a good
just to have the eye tattoos you can get that just kind of go around.
The tattoos are pretty great too. Like the
that's cute.
Whatever ones.
Love
those are great too.
But, I love how you shout out glasses. Like we're gonna Clark Kent this thing, and you won't know who I am.
Yep, absolutely. Because my glasses are on, you can't tell.
You can't tell.
Right, 100%. I have that fight with my husband often about Clark Kent, as it so happens, because it drives me crazy.
How did nobody know?
Yeah,
nobody knows. And I was I can't.
Cinderella. Really?
No, they did a thing about it. They did a human experiment kind of thing where they showed people having very minor changes, but humans just aren't very observant.
Was it glasses?
Really?
And they did.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Sarah's like, I would pass that test.
I was like, wait a second. This does not sound right to me.
There was a thing about it, Sarah.
You want a real life example? So look up Zooey Deschanel. You know how she commonly is wearing glasses? Yep. They did one on her on the red carpet, no glasses, and you know how she also has bangs?
Oh, her bangs,
back. And people are like, who is that? And everybody's like, that's Zooey Deschanel. And I looked at the photo and I'm like, it's not wrong. Like, you really? Yeah. Like, that convinced me that Superman Clark Kent could have gotten away with it.
Like, after maybe 3 months of noticing this dude and Superman.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe your brain connects it a little bit.
We need to suspend disbelief here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's
tangent,
massive.
but I couldn't.
Obviously, she's had that pent up for a while.
You can tell. How do you really feel about this?
Yeah. We work together. You rescue me a lot.
Yeah.
Seriously, and you look awfully similar to this one.
Yeah, you're jacked,
and your voice is the same.
The same.
Like, it's not even like it's Batman.
I give you that.
Right?
Lois should have known.
Lois should have known.
But the rest of people just passing, I feel like.
Okay, like a passing stranger, I'll give you. Sure.
This really is an argument, and I love that we're leaning into this.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It's controversial. No, this is what we do. This is why our podcast episodes, we have 3.5 hours of content that we need to get down to 2 hours, because this is what we do and we're like, oh crap, guys, we're off topic. We got to get back to the book.
Yeah.
Snap out of it.
We have a lot of fun together. All right. So is there anything else that you guys want to mention or talk about or anything like that for June?
Honestly, just come with an open mind. Sometimes we hear people say, well, I only know this handful of authors. I'm just coming to see 1 or 2 people. And we are not only about the bookish community, but about like celebrating authors that you've maybe never heard of before,
100%,
but who could be like your next favorite read. There's so many books that are not as celebrated as they should be because they're overshadowed by, you know, different things. There's so many books on the market. And people are always surprised by how much fun they have talking to the authors that they've never even heard of before, coming away with like full series, being like, well, I wasn't planning on this, but now like I'm going to read like these next 5 books because it sounded so cool. So, don't focus on the ones that you've heard of before because we have so many incredible authors. And a lot of times, they want to spend the time talking to you, and like what an incredible experience to like just talk to the
author of it,
and then like that makes your reading experience so much more meaningful because you're like, I had a conversation with this person and like we like connected over this, or we like had the same, you know, coffee mug or whatever, and like, or we sat down each other next to each other during lunch and shared a pizza. So this is such a unique opportunity to get to know an author on like a personal level that you maybe never have heard of before. So don't just like wander down the aisles looking for something that looks familiar to you. Be so into the mindset of, hey,
be there. Don't like, you know, I love that our people, they love their schedules. And I think those are super important, and they check off the people they really want to see, but don't negate the fact that you can open your like world up to all these new experiences that you can have as well. And know that everyone that's there wants to talk to you. So don't be afraid to walk up to a table and talk to the author. They want to talk to you. They want to chat, and you know, they want to have that human interaction. So don't make yourself too scheduled, and just give yourself the opportunity to just sort of wander and adventure. Exactly. Yeah.
Do you find that the authors, are they on the floor and walking around and enjoying the con as well? I mean, they're book people, right? It's probably really exciting.
I mean, our side
to be around book people.
Super busy, I will say. They, a lot of them honestly are so passionate about their books and what they do that they will mostly be behind their booths for the actual convention part. But like Sarah said, they want to speak to you. And so if you see someone just like hanging out, or if like 1 or 2 people are in line, don't be afraid to go and just have a chat with them. But that's why we have the evening activities as well. So Thursday has 2 welcome soirees, depending on if you're a high fae or if you're a high lady. And then the Realm of Romantasy, if you're not going to the Disney add-on with Rebecca Yarros, we have our Realm of Romantasy, which is honestly like some of the best times that people have at the convention because it's very casual. It's
just fun. Yeah.
And that's a lot of times where you get to just to chat and you realize that, oh my gosh, as after they left, like that's who that was.
That you were hanging out with. Like we're making friendship bracelets together.
And so, yes, during those experiences in the evening, I think is where you'll just be amazed at like who you end up having conversations with as well. So
amazing.
I like that. I like that you're encouraging people to talk to authors, because a lot of people would basically be like, I don't want to bother them, annoy them. But I like the fact that you're encouraging. You're like, no, these authors, they want to talk to you. So people get more confident.
Yeah, they do. I think that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, which is a big testament to our amazing authors, that they have ever had a even less than stellar experience talking to any of them. They
great.
Are so warm and outgoing and just so excited to talk to everyone, because they know that the reason they're there is, you know, the reason that they're these authors is because the readers want to read their books and want to talk to them. And so I think it's always been a super positive environment as far as like feeling like the authors are open to talking to you, and, you know, and just as excited to talk about books. And they're, you know, we've had some of our amazing authors that are like, oh, I pre-ordered this author's book and this author. And I'm like, you know, people are there to see you too, right? And they're like, but we're readers and we love these other authors just as much as the other readers do.
That's awesome.
So they're super.
They're all book girlies.
Yeah, everybody.
They're book girlies. Yeah,
100%.
I love that,
because they have their own, you know, writing and worlds and stuff like that. They are still book girlies. They're the same as everybody that's attending. So don't be afraid to approach them.
Love it.
So at the end of the con, what are you hoping that the attendees leave thinking, feeling, and believing, either about themselves, about the community, about the weekend. Yeah, would love to hear what you think about that.
It's deep.
It's deep. It's like the final reflection question.
So I think I want everyone, and it seems to be, this is kind of the overwhelming majority of people, I want them to leave knowing that they are in a community of people who feel the same way they do, that they are welcomed, that they are important and cherished. Every single person we have. I mean, we tend to have a lot of the same people that come to our cons, and they're our friends and family. I recognize them now and know their names. And we're talking like, 1,200 people. And so, you know, it's getting to have this amazing connection with people. So I want them to leave knowing that they belong. And that their feelings about these worlds that have been created are shared with, hundreds of other people, and that no matter where they go, where they're from, they will always have this community, no matter what, and we'll always be there for them. So I hope they had an amazing time, and we look forward to seeing everybody else.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait to feel that.
I was trying really hard to hold a straight face while you were saying all that, but in my mind, I'm like, yes.
The eyes are back. The eyes are back.
Can you tell it's our first BookCon? We're like very excited. That's awesome. Anything that you would add, Natalie? Yeah.
No, I think you said it really eloquently. Just
that was beautiful.
They are strong, amazing people. And one thing we always hear from the people that we hire to come in is how kind everyone is. And I feel like that is something that we also just want everyone to realize, that you can be a strong, amazing person and be kind, and you found a community that embodies both, which is really unique in this world, I feel like. And just to go away knowing that you've found forever friends.
Yeah.
And that you've connected with these authors that you've maybe never thought that you could connect with, and just had an experience that is something that you always have like to look back to and just shapes you going forward. So
I love that. We always say, come escape reality with us. And I feel like that's a perfect example of sometimes reality is not kind, right? There are things going on in your
sometimes
world and the world
not so great right now.
Yeah, reality kind of sucks sometimes, but this community can be your escape from that, and know that other people like you with that kindness, with that love and that passion for things exist, and we all want to be in community together and support one another. So I literally cannot wait. Cannot wait.
And for this weekend, it gets to be our reality. It actually does get to be our reality.
A new reality.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a new reality.
The normal one's not so good. We've created just a new one.
Come into this bubble. Yeah. That's awesome.
This bubble's better.
Well, this has been so special. So a huge thank you to Sarah and Natalie for joining us. So tune in next month for episode 2, when we are going to be talking more about the con logistics, what to expect, and some super valuable tips and tricks from the ladies themselves. So until next month.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you guys.
Bye.